Hello, and welcome to the podcast of CMC Life Coach. This podcast is part 2 of finding passion and purpose in your life, and the title of this podcast is New Purpose in Life. You know, a great source of life purpose and passion in our world is making a focus of your life to be in service to the greater life around us. You can focus just on yourself, on living your life just for yourself, but that is really less satisfying. And we can state this another way. It doesn't matter how well you do materially in your life, but how much good you do. Again, it doesn't matter how well you do materially in your life, but what matters is how much good you do. This is really a secret to finding your life purpose and passion. Not only that, but when you focus your life towards making a good contribution to the whole of life, you connect to a deep well of power that is the best source of inspiration and motivation for finding new purpose in life. Of course, on one level, it does matter how well you do materially in your life in respect to taking care of your basic needs for food, shelter, clothes, healthcare, and those kind of things. And here in the United States, most people are able to attain the basic level of meeting their basic needs. Of course, all things are relative, and one person's idea of basic needs is another idea of luxury. Some people's idea of their basic needs might be living in a mansion, driving an expensive sports car, and eating at the best restaurants. If material wealth is your goal and passion, then you may well attain it. However, it doesn't always lead to happiness. As we started to mention in the previous podcast, it doesn't lead to happiness, contentment, and doesn't necessarily lead you to finding your life purpose and passion. This is a really crucial point, for the dominant messaging of our advertising media is that gaining material wealth and success is the path to happiness and contentment. Am I saying you cannot be happy and wealthy? Not at all. What I am saying is that finding happiness and contentment in the long run and your life purpose and passion may have nothing to do with gaining wealth. And this is really great news because it means you can be liberated or freed from any ideas that your life purpose and passion in life has to be about attaining wealth and possessions. And until you are wealthy, you will not be successful or happy. This is a great idea to be liberated from because it's a very strong and dominant message of our culture. Now, quite the opposite, in fact, is true. When you make your life purpose and passion not just about finding wealth, fame, and fortune, but rather on doing something of good value for you and others, you really will find a source of long-term happiness and contentment. When you do this, your life will have just so much more meaning and value. And from this meaning and value that you will be feeling every day, that's where your happiness comes from. And you will also discover that true happiness and contentment can be with you whether you are rich or poor. You might have doubts about this, but I can say for certain that this has been true in my life and it is true in the lives of many others I have met who have discovered their life purpose and passion. So now we have defined what life purpose and passion are in broad terms, what direction in general you should be looking at to try to discover life purpose and passion, doing something of benefit for others. So let us dig in a little deeper now so we can discover your specific life purpose and passion. And this will be, in fact, the subject of the next podcast in this series. Thanks for listening, and a written version of this podcast can be found on my blog, as can a lot of other free, great resources. And you can find them all at lifecoach-charlesmc.com. Thanks for listening.